All of us guitarists, we love our amplifiers. They are shiny, they are fun to look at, and there are so many different variations of texture and tone out there for us to explore. And I'm sure I speak for most of us, one amplifier is never enough. You always want the newest and shiniest piece of equipment, something to kind of set you apart from the rest. And out of all my different amplifiers, I have always wanted to compress and model them into like a software. That way I can flip through my different amplifiers without having to actually get up out of my chair. And IK Multimedia has made that possible. We're checking out the Tonex Capture today. Let's get into it. The Tonex Capture comes in a small package. This box to be exact. This is the Tonex Capture. This can be used as a reamping box, but most importantly, it allows you to hook your amplifier into your audio interface on the right signal level. It will convert the signal to the right level so you are not damaging your amplifier or anything else in the process, which is extremely important. You definitely do not want to be hurting your amplifiers at all. So what this does, it allows the signal to go into your audio interface, and then from there, the Tonex plugin will do all the magic on capturing your amplifier's sound. Do you need the Tonex Capture box to capture a model of your amplifier? No, not necessarily. There is another roundabout way of doing it, but this definitely makes it easier for sure, and that's a subject for another video. Today, we are just going to be checking out the Tonex Capture and the Tonex plugin and how to capture an amplifier model. When you're looking at the front of your Tonex Capture, you will see that there is a line input right here. This would be coming from your audio interface, from the output of the audio interface. Next to that, you have an attenuator, so you can change the level of that going to your amplifier. Over here, you have your from amplifier input. So this would come from, let's say, the speaker output of your amplifier head. And then next to that, you have an attenuation of that level as well. Over here, there is a line out or power out. So let's say if it's coming from a preamp, I probably recommend using the line out. If it's coming from the power amp of your amplifier, I would probably use the power out. Looking at the back of the Tonex Capture, you have your power source right here, you have your ground lift for the signal that's going to your amplifier, and then the output that is going to your amplifier. So this would go to the front of the amp. And then over here, there is the 2-cabinet output. So for example, today we're going to be capturing an amplifier head with no speaker cabinet. It's not a very nice sound, but it allows me to hook up any IR that I want to in my computer. So in order to not damage my amplifier in the process, I'm going to be hooking a speaker cabinet or IR loader into this so I'm not hurting my amplifier. Always have some sort of speaker or IR loader hooked up to your amplifier so you're not hurting them. Over here you have a ground lift for the signal that is going back into your audio interface, and then the line output is that signal that is going into the interface, allowing Tonex to grab it and model it. Now that I've gone over the different features and what the Tonex Capture box is, let's go ahead and head into the computer back here and let's model probably one of my favorite amplifiers at the moment. I've been really digging the sound of it. It is a 5150 Iconic from EVH, and I will be boosting the front of it with the Tempest Overdrive from Fortin. Let's get into it. Okay, so when you load up the Tonex plugin, this is basically what you're going to see. You're going to have a virtual amplifier right here. This is one of the presets that come with it. And then down below, you have a bunch of different presets that you can choose from. Over here on the right is the About section of that preset. Tells you what the amplifier is after, all the different details on that. And then up on the top, there is a signal chain. You have your noise gate, compressor, your amplifier, cab, all that good stuff. We're not going to worry about this right now in this video. We're just going to come over here to the top where it says Modeler, and we are going to click that. And that's going to kind of tell you a little bit about the requirements here. You can always look at that if you want to. I know we are good, so we're going to go ahead and go forward. You can choose whether guitar or bass that you are playing. We are playing guitar, so we'll do that. And of course, your tone model type, which is, are you doing an amp and a cab, a complex rig, which is a stomp box in front of an amplifier with a cabinet, or are you doing a stomp box by itself? You can just do like a distortion pedal, which is really, really cool. Or you can just do a plain amplifier here. We are going to do the stomp and amp. So we have the Tempest Overdrive in front of our 5150 Iconic. We're going to go ahead and choose that. And here is your chain. It's gonna have you kind of check your chain. We have the Tonex coming into input 1 with the signal. I have my speakers here in output 1 and 2. The output 3 is going to the Tonex capture and through the amplifier. And obviously, yes, I do have my speaker hooked up, or I have it into my Captor X just to kind of not damage my amplifier at all. And then my guitar is going into input 2, so we're good. This is where you check the DI signal of your guitar, so we'll check it out and make sure it's not clipping. As long as it doesn't go in that red really at all, we should be good. You want to see it in the yellow a little bit. I'm a little bit below the yellow, which is fine, but you really want it to be in the yellow if you can. Obviously, DI signal is very dynamic, so we're just going to kind of go ahead and go forward. Okay, it's going to tell you about this a little bit. And now, since we are checking a amplifier and a stomp box without a cabinet, I just want to say I do apologize for the noises that you guys are about to hear, but I gotta check it for the signal. And for those of you that have never heard an amplifier without a cabinet, there you go. That's nails on a chalkboard right there. If you guys don't have a guitar on you, or you don't want to pick up your guitar to check the signal at all, you can always choose one of these down here in the source section. You can just hit play, and it'll just start playing for it. You can even choose from a few different songs on here, but I'm gonna turn that off so I'm not killing my ears here. Let's move on to the next section. Okay, and this is the capture. So you can set your monitoring time, or your, not the time, but the monitoring level. And if you don't want to hear any of the stuff that goes on, you don't have to. So let's go ahead and capture. All right, cool. So now that that's over, we'll go ahead and hit next. And this is where you get your accuracy level. So if you are aware of the refining feature on Kemper, this is kind of what it's like. There is a fast, a default, and advanced. As far as I've seen from a lot of people, it doesn't matter which one you do. It's really not that big of a difference. So we'll go ahead and let's just do the default. The model training is over, I believe. If you don't get your levels right at the beginning before capturing, the model training will not go through. It'll stop you. So definitely make sure you get those levels right. And here it has us check out our rig one more time. I know we're good on that. So let's go ahead and go forward. Okay, and this is where you can check out your new tone model versus the real rig. Let's go ahead and head over here. This is where you can actually choose what virtual amplifier you want, so you can have fun with it. I mean, I might, heck, I'll go with this this black and green one. Black and green's always good. And then this is where you name it. So 5150 iconic high impact audio, HIA. And keywords optional. I mean, you don't have to do some of this stuff. The stomp name, though, I had the Tempest Overdrive. And then the amp name is the 5150 Iconic. All right, cool. And then also the character you do have to choose. We're going high gain. I mean, obviously, here at High Impact Audio, it's always high gain. So let's save and continue. And there it is. Let's go ahead and check out the new tone. So we have our amplifier. It's still horrible nails on a chalkboard noise. So we are going to add a cabinet to it. And actually, we're able to load our own custom IRs, which is the reason I wanted to do a raw amplifier. So here are the custom IRs. I have my Harry Coffee from the 2 Matson mix ready IRs, and then there's also a modern standard. We're gonna go ahead and choose that one, and let's go ahead. Let's hear what this sounds like. So it's definitely a little bit darker sounding to me. It sounds like it's missing just a little bit of that like high-end sizzle, a little bit of that chainsaw, some of that grind up in there that I had on the original tone. Something I also noticed is the mids almost seem very slightly boosted. So let me kind of raise the treble here a little bit. Let's raise it right around there. We're gonna try there, and the presence as well. And let's see where we are there. All right, I think that's pretty close. And also, there is not as much gain. So what everyone is saying is totally true. There is not quite as much gain as what they put into the Tonex capture. So let's raise that gain a little bit. Let's try there. All right, and I'm gonna lower those mids just a little bit. Yeah, definitely sounding a little bit better. It's quite a bit more dark. We have to really raise that treble and presence. Yeah, I would say that's actually sounding really good. I think this is really, really cool. But the true test is to see how it holds up against the original tone. So let's go ahead and do a demo of A/Bing both the model capture that we just did here and the original tone that I put into the Tonex capture. Let's check it out. So the Tonex Capture, I think this is a really, really cool device. It allows you to capture your amplifier's tone and model it without the need of a full-blown Kemper or a full-blown Quad Cortex, and nonetheless bring it into a plugin on your computer that you can have it ready and all your amplifier tones are just right there. That is huge. For me as a producer and a guitarist, this makes my life a ton easier for sure. Is it a perfect copy of the amplifier settings and everything that I put into it? I would say no. It was missing a little bit of the high frequency detail. It boosted the mids ever so slightly. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. And also it was missing a little bit of gain and distortion. But all that aside, that's nothing that I can't fix with the virtual amplifier that was right in front of me. I can boost the highs, I can scoop out the mids, I can add a little extra gain and actually get a really, really close tone out of it. And I think it really caught the character of this amplifier very well. So in the end, the biggest thing for me is, was I happy with the tone that I got in the model? Yeah, I was actually very happy with it. If you would like to get your hands on a Tonex Capture, I will have the link for that down in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel and keep me making these videos, we have a Patreon link down in the description as well, with all the different tabs and everything that you hear in the demos from my videos, along with the link for our merchandise site. So definitely check that out and rep some high impact gear. If you're enjoying my videos in any way, shape, or form, you already know what to do by now. Hit that subscribe button, all that good stuff. My name is Chris with High Impact Audio, and I will see you guys next time.